this summer, you might find it really difficult to let the light of the brighter days bring energy and warmth, maybe even compassion to your soul. This blog post started off as a post about encouraging everyone to get outside, even on a wet day. Get outside when there's that little break in the weather and there's daylight out there. Just even the little break in the clouds and the sun comes through. If you can, get outside. Why? Between the spring equinox and the autumn equinox, spring equinox is in mid-March and the autumn equinox is in mid-September. Between that time, the sun starts to rise high enough in the sky that we can naturally synthesize vitamin D in our body much easier. That also is dependent, though, on us being out and our skin being exposed to the sun, not all day, just for 20 or 30 minutes when the sun is high in the sky, roughly around lunchtime, 1 o'clock. Just for 20, 30 minutes. Then cover yourself up again, still be outside if you wish. If you want to put cream on, do that. Most sun creams can block us from naturally synthesizing the vitamin D, which can be another issue, and you're not aware that that's happening. And then you wonder why, as October, November, December start to hit, you start to slide downhill into that depressive state. Vitamin D receptors are in every single cell in your body, and you have trillions of those. So can you imagine not getting natural opportunities to synthesize vitamin D, to get those cells fed with vitamin D in your body? Well, then you're going to need to supplement that. And I think most of us should, especially in countries where the weather is such that we may not get out and get enough synthesis at the right time of the year. However, while this post began in that flavor, it turned very quickly, because where I turned in myself was to memories of times when, even though the sun was shining outside, I was in turmoil inside. I would equate it with the season of summer was out here in nature and the season of winter was going on inside of me. And it's really difficult when winter is inside to actually come out and sit in summer, even to hear the birds. I remember one day actually realizing that there were an awful lot of birds around me, and the bird song was beautiful. And then it dawned on me I probably hadn't heard that for about 2 years. Yes, that's the state I was in. I was quite badly depressed at the time. I've also had periods of anxiety and post-viral illness, being diagnosed post-traumatic stress disorder. It's all in there. Kinesiology, tapping, and a few other things like rebounding, psychotherapy, all those things helped me in the past. But what I've realized now is that journey could have been a lot shorter had I discovered tapping at the beginning of the journey, or had I discovered rebounding earlier in my life. But they didn't come along, and for everything there is a time and a season. But now I offer programs and one-to-one sessions and other trainings that I have to people who are on a similar journey to that, the one I have been on, to help you, especially women, to literally retune, to become your own best friend rather than your worst enemy. You see, those thoughts that are ruminating in you from unresolved childhood scripts, that you weren't good enough, that you weren't worthy, that life wasn't worth living, that you were on your own, that nobody cared about you, all of those scripts, that you're a nobody, all of those scripts, and everybody else is better than you and everybody else deserves more than you do. All of those scripts are because in childhood something happened. Doesn't even have to have been a really bad thing, but something happened that taught you that that was true, or that that's the conclusion you came to in your head through your experience, because no adult came along and told you that whatever happened wasn't your fault, or we still love you regardless of that. That wasn't around in my time anyway. That wasn't the parenting that was. And so that left blipped vibrations in your frequency. And those vibrations have not got resolved through your life. In fact, what's happened is other things have happened that have got attracted to that vibration, and they've confused, and they've become quite strong. And so when you get overstressed, guess what thoughts get to be thought most? Those thoughts. Because when you get really overstressed, the blood flow to your cognitive, current, present tense thinking brain gets shut off in order for you to go back into your trusted bank of past thoughts and beliefs to help you manage. And that's where all of these negative self-talk thoughts are, the self-sabotaging thoughts are. When you can retune those thoughts, and that's what tapping can do. When you can say to yourself, even though there's this winter going on in me, and there's a huge part of me that doesn't want to go out into that daylight, right this very second, I'm going to let myself sit out there and rest for just a minute or two. That's a huge win. That's not you fighting with yourself anymore. That's you acknowledging that even though this is my current reality inside, I'm going to actually let my body get some nourishment from outside. Let my soul, let my whole being take a break and be present in what's going outside. Hear the birds singing, hear the kids playing, even feel the rain on your face. Go for a little walk, drink some water, eat some healthy, nourishing food. Because when you're in that depressed state, you just want energy in fast. And normally that's sugar and bread and products that are stodgy and fast because you don't feel like cooking, and they all don't help. You need natural, normal wellness. You need little baby steps. And that's what's in this post. Just the encouragement to, even though it's tough, let yourself rest a little while in the daylight when there's a break in the rain. Just be grateful for the smallest of things. And please, please, please do not use anything in this post to continue to beat yourself up with. Let this be the beginning of the rest of your life. Let this be the day that you be your own best friend. Write down the things that you could do every day. Like, I'm going to walk for 20 minutes. I'm going to tap. And there's a link in this post to a demo of my tapping system that you could use just to help calm that stress, because that's what tapping did for me. I'm going to rest outside, just feel the breeze on my face. I'm just going to see the flowers, smell the scents, feel the warmth that's coming into our vibration right now. I'm going to take a break from all the criticism and all the negativity and just allow myself to have a little rest. I hope you can. And if you think some kinesiology and some tapping and, having one-to-one consultations with me, some coaching on what helped me that might help you, and maybe helping you to get that daily routine, book a one-to-one session over on my website and let's get started. There's also some online programs that can also be helpful. Whatever works for you. And most importantly, it's summertime outside, even if it's not inside. So take the risk and just sit out there for 5 minutes. Start with that. Around midday, around that time, just 5 minutes. Then maybe 10 minutes. Take a breath. And right now, even though there's turmoil inside, I'm just going to sit here and be okay. Namaste.